Hello, this is Solomon Davis, Right Side Trader. Today is July 9th, 2023. This is a quick look at some tickers that have earnings coming up this month. And also, what I like when I trade these things, no trade recommendations here, it's just for educational purposes only. As you all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading, so please get educated. Contact us here at Right Side Trading and see how we can help. Again, but these are going to be stocks that have earnings coming up and also pay a pretty good dividend, 10% yield per year. So let me just go ahead and jump right in. It's six or seven of them. It's seven of them this month that are actually coming up. I got this list from Finviz, your simple free tool that's out there. Although I am signed up on it, but I just have a free subscription only. I don't pay anything extra because I use it every now and then for things like this. And these, like I say, they have earnings this month. They're optionable. Average volume is over a million shares per day is what I look for. And a dividend yield of 10%, over 10%. My list consists of ARCC, ARI, BDN, EQNR, NLY, OPI, and SLG. Let me say that one more time. ARCC, ARI, BDN, EQNR, NLY, OPI, SLG. I'll let you know right up front. I will not be trading any of these at this time because right now I am in the market as much as I want to be in. The money that I have left in the accounts, I use it for my swing trading and day trading. Right now I'm just managing what I already have. And I'd like to have cash on the side if I have to work my way out of my position some kind of way. So I'm at that point right now. This has been a pretty good year so far, and let's just keep it that way. But I'll give you things, other things that may look good. I'll show you how. This is one of the strategies that we used to use at times. I used to use at times when I would be in and out of the market. You know, mainly just swing trading things and trying to find things to swing. And trading things up to earnings was always, just about always a good trade if you can find the ones that like trading up into their earnings, and then you're out of them before earnings. That's the whole strategy for me. All right, let's take a quick look at these charts and then wrap this on up. Okay, the first one is SLG, and I am looking at this. I look at it on my same charts, as you can see. But I will zoom in a little bit here and let you see what I see. And I'm just really all I'm gonna focus on is the monthly chart. Because again, we're looking at the holding this thing until the end of the month, or close to the end of the month. At the end, I will go over that list of stock again and tell you the earnings date because that's kind of important too. But we're looking at these at the beginning of the month and going to be out them before the end of the month. Is my whole trading strategy. I'm looking at a monthly chart, and is it giving me a monthly pattern that I like to be able to get into this stock, and does it have room to move, in my opinion? Right now I am getting my monthly candle pattern that I see. I got a 4-candle morning star with confirmation. This is just the beginning of the month. So this one looks good to me based on the way I look at things. On my quarterly chart, I can see that I have a bullish pattern here also, a bullish Harami, and I'm getting confirmation on that also. On the weekly pattern, I had it where it was basing, and I've gotten where I had a couple green candles going up again above its previous highs when it was on that downward trend and looked like the trend is getting ready to reverse. So now you just go back to your day chart and try to figure out where your entry point is at. Let's go to the next one. The next one is E, Q, and R. Take a quick look at that. Here I have the daily chart. So this daily chart on this particular one, I was looking at it earlier, is so choppy. This is something that I really don't like trading when things are this choppy like this. So this one definitely, if I was thinking about trading, it would be a pass. But let's take a closer look here at the chart. At the chart on this particular one, it had been on the monthly chart. I always like starting with the monthly chart too. The monthly chart, it was kind of swinging down. We ended up having a green month last month. We're at the top of that. We got above on these quarterly pivots. We're above pivot. The thing is now, will it stay above pivot and all? And can it break that previous month high and all? On the weekly chart, what I'm looking at here, my stochastic is already near the top and all. I kind of missed it. Maybe again, that's me. Maybe a month or so ago, to actually be looking at these things with earnings coming up to get in. But on my monthly stochastic, is still looking good. That's all I really want to say on that one. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at NLY. NLY, I'm zooming in a little bit. This one right here, here on this big picture, on this quarterly picture, we can see that it's near its bottom from a long time back. That big drop that we had last year took it all the way down to a bottom, and right now we are kind of consolidating and we are below pivot. That's one of the things that I use the quarterly chart for. I want to see that big picture on these things and all. And right now on the monthly chart, I got a green candle, red candle, trying to get into a good. It's still in a bad neighborhood. It's just trying to get on the other side of the river and see if it can actually do that and break that previous month high. And that's the way I would be looking at that particular one here. On the weekly chart, our stochastic is already at the top, but on the monthly chart, our stochastic is still hanging out down here at the bottom. And as we can see, that stochastic can hang out down here at the bottom for some time, and this thing can keep dropping. So again, this is not one of the best ones to get into at this time, looking to trade. But it is down here. The stochastic is at the bottom and can hang out down here at the bottom. Next one, ARCC. ARCC, as you can see, this one is still kind of it was hanging out at the top on the quarterly picture. It is actually trying to break pivot, but it's right at pivot and all, and see if it can get above that monthly pivot. Here on the monthly chart, that stochastic never really came down. It got really choppy here. Last year when the market, it just seemed like it just had one bad month and came right back up and all, and got choppy. Had another push down here, on the whole financial thing and all. Is this a real estate company? I'm not sure exactly. Again, these companies, I usually don't know exactly what they do or what they're all about. I'm just looking at the charts. But we've been having some green months. This thing is right at pivot. The thing is, what is it going to do there? On the monthly chart, the stochastic is trying to turn up, but you got these tops that is going to have a hard time, in my opinion, trying to break. And as you can see, these big sell-offs that it had before and all. So that's what I see there. On ARI. Let's zoom in a little bit here. ARI is another one. These are choppy again. We had a nice month last month. We at the top and all. We are getting where we're getting above pivot, and if this thing can push above pivot and get on the other side of the river, it would be nice. And see again, but it doesn't have that much. These are small. Another thing, if you've noticed, these are small stocks. These are stocks that, not based on your position size, shouldn't cause you to go broke. These are good things to start learning with and all, and trading, and see how the market actually operates, how it goes. And it's around earnings. You can get to see how volatile things can be around earnings. Look at these big moves on this monthly candle again. But the stochastic is in the right place on the monthly chart, where it is still time to get in it. The stochastic doesn't look bad on the quarterly chart. The only thing on the weekly chart, we're back near a top. But we are on the right side of the river. The thing is, we're still in a bad neighborhood. Can we get out of that bad neighborhood and go higher? Let's take a look at one more here, a couple more here. We're going to wrap this on up. OPI. OPI, as you can see here on the big picture, this thing has been dropping. And right now, as we can see, this is another one where that stochastic can hang out down there at the bottom. Have they had their earnings yet? Their earnings should be coming up this month on the 26th. So it's later this month. What will happen on earnings? That is the play, and they pay a good dividend. So there's something that, in my opinion, the way I used to trade, one of the things I used to trade, I didn't mind holding them if they're going to pay me to hold them, and they look good. But a lot of these don't look that great. We've been in this bearish market, and some of these stocks are still lagging behind and haven't made it back to the bull side. But looking at this one on the monthly chart, we've got a stochastic down at the bottom, hanging out down here at the bottom, trying to turn over, hasn't got back above water, and still hanging out down in the bad neighborhoods and on the wrong side of the river. So that's what I see with this one. Zooming in a little bit here on this quarterly chart, it's trying to turn green, and it's bouncing off of a support one. That may be a good thing if it's going to bounce. It may find some support there, but up here on this weekly chart, I'm not seeing any real patterns or anything like that. I can see now on the weekly chart on these quarterly pivots, it is getting where it's above pivot, and we don't have that much room for this thing to move. Again, this is a small stock. This is an $8 stock, and that's what I'm seeing on here. And on the last one here, zoom in on the day where you can see what's happening on the day. It has a nice pattern in the wrong location. It's too close to the top for this morning star. But it's a small stock, but still the room 66 to $5, that's 40 cents. That's almost 10% on that stock if it could make that kind of move. That's the thing. That's the reason I'm looking at these small stocks. And again, $5 shouldn't hurt you. If you're buying one share, you can buy one share. Not a trade recommendation, but if $5 can hurt you, you probably shouldn't be in this game at all anyway. So right now on the quarterly picture, we can see this thing has gotten where it's been kind of basing and all, and looking at it, is it basing at a bottom and getting ready to go higher, or is it basing getting ready to go lower? Reason I can say that, I can look up here. I can say at this time, I could have said this thing was basing, not seeing all that, and I could have said the exact same thing. Is it basing ready to go continue higher, or is it basing getting ready to go lower like it ended up doing? Well, that's it. That's all I really want to share at this time. Those are the 6 or 7 stocks that I wanted to go over. That was SLN. I'll zoom in right quick. Take a quick look at the chart, and its earnings is coming up on, I should be able to see that here on one of these charts, on the 20th. EQNR. This is the one that had the choppy chart, and its earnings, well, it's paying a dividend real soon too. 14 dividend date, and I thought it had an earnings date coming up also. That is not showing up. It's not good. NLY, I have traded this one in the past. I'm not planning on trading it at this time. Although it has, on the daily chart, it has a bullish looking pattern. On the monthly chart, it has a bearish looking pattern. On the quarterly chart, it's on the pivot with earnings coming up on July 26th. ARCC. This is one that's been going kind of sideways like the overall market. Looks like the Dow, in my opinion. It's underneath pivot on the quarterly chart, above pivot on the monthly chart. Has room on the stochastic to actually go a little bit higher, not much. As you can see on the weekly chart, it's trading near a high. And the stochastic is at a high on the daily and the weekly. And earnings is on the 25th of this month. ARI going sideways, getting above pivot on quarter. Stochastic pointing up, beginning of the month near the high. At the high on the weekly, with earnings coming up on the 31st. OPI stochastic is hanging down at the bottom. This one has been dropping for some time. Maybe it's time for it to turn around. It has earnings on the 26th. Stochastic hanging at the bottom. Stochastic is at the bottom on the weekly. This is one that maybe it's time to move, but it's definitely having a hard time. We can see here on the daily picture. And our last one, BDN. BDN on the daily is giving us that morning star pattern, but our stochastic is pointing in the wrong direction. That morning star is in the wrong location near a top. But our stochastic on the quarterly looks okay. It's like it's dojing, beginning to base a little bit, but which direction is it going to go? Is it going to continue back down, or is it getting ready to reverse? On our monthly chart, we have gotten had a little, let me zoom in where you can see that a little bit better. We do have a little morning star and all, just waiting on that confirmation candle with our stochastic hanging out at the bottom. On the weekly chart, we can see that this thing is trying to go higher. We just need to give it a little bit more time and see what's going to actually happen here. And that's it. That's all I really want to share at this time. This is Solomon, Bright Side Trader. Hope this is being helpful. Talk to you later. Bye.